Tower mode first season is almost done. Was it a hit? Was it a miss? We're discussing in this video. Also, Pocket Dimension, Web Warrior, they have some events coming up, and there's some new rumors that we're discussing on your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. This week, I am joined by my brother, Boilon. How are you, my friend?
Hey, not too bad, other than, some weather problems out here in Canada. But hey, that's not anything to be surprised about, is it?
Oh, you got all the nice people in Canada, but you have to deal with the weather as a result of that. But Happy New Year, my friend. And I guess the dog is joining us today because of the weather issues. So if there's some weirdness in the background, that's possibly.
If you hear anything, then that's why.
So how are you enjoying this new year? We're 6 days in. How are you liking Marvel Strike Force in 2022 so far?
I'm glad that I'm not blitzing as much for the Magic event, but as I say that, of course, today anyways, we'll have something more later, so I'll be back to that again. But
yes,
it was okay. The break was okay.
Okay, I liked it as well. And we should get another blog post this week as well. That is so awesome. I've been wanting to see some news in Marvel Strike Force, but I guess the big news right now in Marvel, one of the big pieces of news is this tower mode. I have enjoyed this. Some people have not. Season 1 is ending in just a few short hours as we are recording this. So what was your overall impression of tower mode, and did it change since day 1 and day 2? What are you feeling about tower mode right now, brother?
I think the most fun that I had with this was actually probably day 2 and day 3. That's when I kind of climbed manually a little bit from I guess I was floor 30-ish all the way up to 55, something like that. That's where I found the most fun for some reason. I actually simmed the entire day 1 just because I wanted to see what, how intuitive the AI was. And with proper, choices, I was actually able to get to about 33 or 32, 33, all on simming. So that really shaved off a lot of time for me. So I could actually devote that to day 2 and 3 for manual climbing. But
you did it the smart way. I did everything manual. I did nothing sim. I was worried that I would lose my team. So I guess day
and
1,
you can if you're not
more.
careful. As long as you choose the right counter or what you think is the right counter, you can actually punch up a little bit. I see some I've been doing a lot of simming. I got 3 accounts actually, my baby account and my partner's account that I brought. Yeah, it's a lot of Marvel Strike Force.
For this? How do you have time?
I don't know. But I found I found a lot of interesting surprises with the tower simming that you can actually punch up a little bit if you have the right counter. So it really comes down to what characters you're using.
Now, I know some people aren't as happy with this mode. I know you've had your criticisms of this mode as well. What are some of the things that you would want to see change in season 2? If they're making changes from week to week or season to season, this is a little different than RTA in that I'm not sure if it's going to be season or if it's just repeating. So what would you like to see in future iterations of this mode?
I mean, there's quite a few things, honestly, but I'll start. From the beginning.
I know you got a video coming up this weekend, so the short version to kind of preview
I'll
that
start
video.
From the beginning. So I think that it's not super new player friendly. So I think that maybe the climb, it kind of gets a bit steep. I think by about level 10, it kind of goes up really quickly in terms of the power levels on the teams. So I'd like to see it kind of maybe a bit of a slower incline so that the other players can kind of engage in this. I found that a lot of newer players just really can't engage in a lot of these levels, or they just have to be using their arena team basically at that point.
I got 2 solutions for that issue because that is one of my big criticisms as well. And I see which one you prefer. Having different difficulties, maybe easy, normal, and then this current iteration is the hard mode. Or would you like to see cumulative damage on after you pass a certain floor? So maybe after you pass floor 10, the damage doesn't reset for each battle. It remains cumulative. So people with lower rosters can go in and hit these battles multiple times in multiple teams and maybe get a few wins. What do you think would be more friendly for newer players? Different difficulties or cumulative damage or something else that I didn't even mention?
I would probably prefer the first one, having 2 different modes. But I guess the counter to that would be, what would Scopely do? Or what would Boundless do? Because, realistically, they don't want to put in as much time, right? Because some of these things sound like it could take a lot of time to kind of develop. Yeah. So, I would prefer 2 separate modes, I think. And that would make it easier for some players. But you'd have to be locked in, right? So you're not double dipping for rewards.
Yeah.
Like Blitz sometimes happens.
Yes. So I I would want to see them do choose your blitz, but I've seen some tinfoil hat theories. Maybe this is like a test for Scopely. Maybe this is a replacement for blitz mode. Would you be happy if this was a replacement for blitz mode?
I don't think so, because I don't want to use this as another way as a character release method. I mean, I don't like Blitz as it is, but I don't know if Tower is the answer. And to be honest, I think over the course of the week, if you were to have manualed, I honestly think that you probably would have put more screen time in than you would a 3-day Blitz on simming.
Yeah, on those first few days, yes. On these last few days, I'm doing like 1 or 2 battles a day because my teams aren't strong enough to have the proper counters. So I think over a week it kind of evens out, but there's a lot on those first few days, especially if you're doing it manually like I did.
Yeah, that's my biggest concern of Tower Mode overall is how much screen, if it comes back, how much screen time is it adding on a daily or a weekly basis, you know, on top of other things that might be going on at the same time. So for example, if it were to run concurrently to Pocket Dimensions in the future, Grand Tournament, all of these new things that are kind of coming soon, and how that's going to impact our current sort of screen time per day or per week. And that's my biggest concern.
Well, Scopely in the past has said 2-hour time limit per day is where they want players. They don't want players going above that because it kind of leads to burnout. Where would you want to see that time taken from? I mean, a lot of people are saying raid sim at this point, full blitz sim at this point. Are these modes even relevant in your opinion that we could just...
We definitely need to get that time back. I mean, I think Greek sims would be the first place to start probably. I think that seems reasonable. Maybe not Doom Raid and things like that, but I think you could probably, because they haven't really changed the difficulties on Greek raids in some time. So, I mean, that's probably a pretty reasonable sim that you should be able to do, I would think.
I mean, if you passed it, if you 3-starred like 30 times, you should be able to sim it at this point. It shouldn't be a thing.
Well, that's another thing too. Like it could be like a 3-star thing where you auto it, not necessarily a sim, but maybe like where it auto wins kind of thing. If you've done it, if you've proven that you can do this, you know, a set amount of times. I heard other games do that as well. So we could see something like that and I'd be okay with that. But we need to definitely claw back some time with this new stuff coming.
Yeah, the first few times I play a new raid, I'm happy. I'm like, oh, this is fun, exciting. And as you start to do this every single day, month after month, it's like, kind of boring. I want some new fresh content. All right. So yes, I'm happy with Tower Mode. Obviously, it could have some changes, but overall, I like this. I like the challenge of it. I like that it's freaking hard. Some people don't like that. I like specifically because it's hard. All right. Moving on though. Let me know your thoughts on Tower Mode, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to these 12 days of offers. Where did you go, Boilon? I gotta find you. We gotta put you back on the screen. There you are. All right. 12 days of offers. And I gotta give a shout out to Sam Axe for putting this together and purchasing all of these offers. There were some good ones. There were some bad ones. What are your overall thoughts on these? I think it got really good towards the end here. I mean, especially these last few offers, but towards the middle, really, really bad. Did you purchase any of these?
Nope.
Oh, Zero. Not even a day one out of curiosity?
0 out of 12 for me.
Okay.
But yeah, it was, I actually just released a video all about this. That was my last video that I put out on my channel. It was all about this offer.
Super happy video, right? Super positive video.
Apparently, it was one of the most negative videos I've ever posted on my channel, and people seem to have liked that actually. But I'm not a general spender, anyways. So you know, it just. You're right. There is some pretty good stuff in here, but you have to get to that. And the middle was rough. Like 4 and 7, those were not fun. I just really didn't see the value in any of this.
Yeah. 4 and 7 are probably the two worst, the two most expensive offers. Not giving it a lot. Day 12, I think, is the most appealing out of all that. Now we did.
Well, yeah. If we could all jump to 12, that'd be great. But you know.
I want the dude. I want some Silver Surfer shards.
But even the other stuff in there, you know, for $5, you know, that's pretty good. And probably people would buy that without the shards in there, to be honest. But you had to get to the 12. And I heard there was A/B testing on the 12 as well. So that's not good.
Surprise, surprise. Scopely doing A/B testing. I would never would have figured. All right.
Yeah, it's just nuts. But the real big problem is that there was no transparency. So we didn't know, you know, you just had to like have blind faith that, you know, after opening a bunch of these doors, something's going to be good at the end of it, you know, and you see the prices on the side there with the infographic. Yeah. It's just, I don't like these kind of things. In the past with Fox Next, if you might remember that sometimes they put out infographics for the holidays about offers and things like that. I'm going to say Fox Next because I don't know if Scopely's done it, but I know Fox Next did it years ago.
It was exciting.
With various holidays.
I was excited when I was like, oh, this is a good offer. That's a good offer. Yeah.
And they share with us in advance what these were going to look like. So if they did that with this, you know, at least we'd have like an understanding, I guess, of what was coming. But we didn't, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people liked it. People did it out of curiosity, I think. All right. Moving on, though. Let's talk about something kind of positive, and I think this is kind of a double-edged sword now that I think about it. Shang-Chi available in the Blitz Orb, which means that Heroes for Hire is pretty easy to farm, or gonna be pretty easy to farm once he gets out of this Blitz Orb. Once what is her name? The Colleen Wing gets out of the Arena Orb. Once that happens, this is a very easy team to farm. 3 in the Blitz Store, 1 in the Arena Store, and 1 in a Chapter 1 of Nexus. So is Heroes for Hire gonna be the next best beginner team, in your opinion?
I think it really depends on what time you start playing the game as well, you know, because right now, you know, we have the Web Warriors that are kind of being released, so a lot of people see that as the beginner new team. It really,
well,
you know, a lot of this,
they're not farmable.
You're right, but as long as you're around to start the event,
for Ghost Spider right now.
So if you start right now or nearby, but you also have the Baby Blitz, and it's very easy to unlock her in the Baby Blitz if you get that, because you don't have to score very high. But if you're starting like recently, I would still say Web Warriors. But if in like a couple of weeks' time, you know, when the patch is over, then yeah, you'll probably want to do the Heroes for Hire. But they're both city teams, which is kind of awkward too. You know, both the Web Warriors and Heroes for Hire. So you know, you got a good two good teams here. They both happen to be city. That's kind of a little bit unfortunate, I guess, as well, because they don't cover as many campaign modes. Whereas, you know, like a standard release for like Kestrel, I know she's not farmable, but you know, like she was usable in so many other campaigns, or a Silver Surfer who could be used in like Cosmic and Mystic and Heroes and Nexus and all of this together, right? So, yeah, I mean, this is probably a good starter team, and you're gonna piss people off in war defense.
Oh yeah, that was the double-edged sword.
Beginner war defense. How do you beat a Heroes for Hire in the beginning? Like, let's say if you have like a Silver Alliance, do those exist anymore?
Go around the room.
And everyone has Heroes for Hire. How do you beat them with what you have? You get stuck on
Flight Deck 1 is what happens. Every single war, you get stuck on Flight Deck 1.
Like even a 300k or 200k Heroes for Hire, like beginner players, as far as I'm aware, there's no real counters like available in the beginning.
Nope.
So you just get stuck.
And everybody is gonna have this. They're gonna be less war credits for everyone because of this move. I hate this team as a defensive war team, but I like that new players get access to a nice raid team early on. Hopefully they change war and make it stuff. But yeah, positive and negative, double-edged sword. All right, let's talk about another character. This guy, Scarlet Spider. He is in the game right now. What was your initial impression of Scarlet Spider and what he added to this Web Warrior team?
A really good character, I think. I mean, I played around with the Web Warriors quite a bit on the test server. I'm sure you did as well. I really enjoyed this Web Warriors team, actually. There is some complaints to the team in general, obviously not being able to cleanse much. I think you need Spider Punk to clear a heal block, I think, and things like that.
Yeah, just a heal block.
But Scarlet Spider, like his basic is quite something. It's like 3 debuffs on one basic once you're with OG Spider-Man there in raids. Offense down, slow, defense down. It feels like an extended Symbiote Spider-Man basic to some degree.
So do you think that he is the MVP of this Web Warriors team? Is he the most? Is this the character that you should have the most red stars on? If you had a choice, because obviously it's all RNG dependent, you don't really get to choose. But if you had a choice, is this the character that you would want the red stars on, or Ghost Spider?
Him or Ghost? Yeah, it's hard. I can't. I'm not sure if I can say one or the other, but both of them are really good. But Yellow Star wise, you might get more out of Ghost Spider because of the Blitz rather than Scarlet Spider's event, which does not seem very shard friendly.
Awesome 126 shards. So awesome to releasing characters like this. What ISO 8 class are you using on Scarlet Spider right now? I know I think the common thing is Raider, but some people are using Striker, some people are using Skirmisher.
Yeah,
what are you using?
I've been playing around with Striker actually, but if you're low stars, which a lot of us might be, maybe you might need that Skirmisher. I don't know, because you just might not have the stats. If you're running a 2-star or a 3-star, maybe you might need skirmisher. I don't know. I don't play at the super high Doom rate difficulties. I played just Doom 2.0. So I think that'll be fine. But for those others who might be running like 3 yellow, 3 red on like Doom 2.2 or higher, I don't know. Maybe the resist rates might be there. So you might have to consider skirmisher. I'm not sure.
Okay. Now he is having an event coming up. I think it is worth testing, and I don't think these low stars is going to be the final ISO 8, like you said, because you might need that extra focus. You might need to do things differently while you're building it up, and then their final ISO 8 is when they're fully maxed out. But this Fresh Horizons event, we talked about it a little bit. I gotta say, we talked about this beforehand. As an event, I think this is a nice event that's coming up, but as a character release event, this is horrible. I mean, Magic, how many shards did we get for Magic? It wasn't very much. I think most people free to play got max 3 stars. Usually when I buy these offers, I get a 5-star after the free play. My Magic is still at 4 stars. 126 shards for Scarlet Spider in this event, despite all the other cool things in the event. What do you feel about this as an event in its entire and what do you feel about this trend of these character releases getting less and less shards?
At least it's free to. At least you get an unlock free to play, I guess. And maybe we need to count our blessings here. So by clearing this milestone, I mean you're getting. I think it was 51 shards. I think out of the end of it, and it's pretty easy to clear.
Unlock on the first day, right? You can unlock in the first day.
Yeah, I mean you could. Yeah, based on the scoring and the points, if you want to level up some characters, you could unlock them on day 1, and that might help you towards pocket dimensions if you're free to play because he's usable there as well.
Yeah,
probably talk about that. But yeah, we are seeing less and less shards. Magic was 150 capped out there. Scarlet Spider looks to be about 126. I think it's 126. But that's only if you clear pocket dimensions on the timed run on the second time. So if you're someone who can't do pocket dimensions, then you're stuck at 51.
Why is this trend happening? Are they so starved for money that they've got to squeeze every last bit out of their players? Why are they getting so greedy in this year? This is a 40-year-old game. Why don't they make it more easy for players to catch up? And it seems like you're making it harder and harder for free-to-play and newer players to catch up.
Well, now so you're only going to see for newer players, that's 2-star maximum basically, because new players aren't going to be, clearing pocket dimension twice in the time limit. For people like us, we probably will, I would imagine, but still we're going to cap out at that, 126, which is less than a 4. It's like halfway, 3.5 star basically. So.
I mean, another point we were talking about before this is an old game. This is a 4-year-old game. And how do you balance players that have been playing for 40 years with someone that just starts off the game? It's kind of a weird balancing act that you have to do to make events fun for everybody at this point. It's such a wide gap now. It was easier in year 1 and 2, I feel. But now it's some of these events are really not as friendly as they should. Is there a solution at this point? How do they make this? How do they make these events more even based on whatever level you're at in the game or the length of time you've been playing the game?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that this milestone is easy to clear, so it's not hard, almost most people should be able to clear this, I would imagine. And I think one thing that they could do, now it might not be a popular choice, but we might see more power creep so that a 2-star character, you might remember Cap Sam was very strong at even 2-star. So if we saw further power creep, then maybe that would make 2-star characters okay to have. And therefore a lot of us think that you need 4 to 5 star to be usable in endgame mode. And I guess that's based on the current stat levels. But if stats go up, then maybe the 2-star would then be viable for future content, I guess, if you get where I'm going with that.
I do, and that leads me to my next question. Do you think this was that Silver Surfer power leap was a long-term plan that we're finally seeing the ramifications of now? Not as many shards, stronger characters, more viable at that low star level. Was that a long-term plan, do you think, or this just kind of fell into where we are right now?
I mean, we might see by the anniversary when Silver Surfer came out last year, maybe we'll see a character like that will have that huge power creep, but you might only get him at 2 or 3 star. I don't think Scarlet Spider's quite there. I mean, he has good stats, but it's not like what Silver Surfer was when he came out, so still a bit of an issue. But maybe we might be moving towards something else soon.
Maybe I'm trying to figure out solutions for this balancing act. I can't figure it out either. So Scopely's got a tough job in front of them with this. But let's talk about this pocket dimension. I'm looking forward to this. 8 days right now. It seems a lot. If we looked at the page, all the the nodes on MSF.gg looks a lot like Dark Dimension 1. Was that your impression similar to Dark Dimension 1?
Yeah, I think it's from what people have been telling me as well. I think it's just a beefed up, powered up version of Dark Dimension 1. I think the nodes are identical, actually, from what people were saying.
The nodes are identical, just the ISO 8 and some other bonuses.
They're stronger and things like that. Yeah.
Same characters, same order, same everything. Is that?
So
I didn't go back and look at Dark Dimension 1. So
yeah, well, it's kind of interesting. So a lot of people think that might mean that in general, it might be a little bit easier because we're talking about older characters that are being thrown in there, not newer characters, from the last 9 months or something, or even the last year. So it might be easier to clear with some of those crappy characters that are in the Resolute trait that, are not very good, that you might have to use because you don't have, I don't know, all the right characters maybe. So you might be able to squeeze some nodes out with those.
All right, well, talking about the characters, we have them with a Resolute trait in the game right now. And I think, people that have been playing for a while, they have a decent roster. I mean, I'm looking at Omega Red, Miles, Scarlet, Cersei, and maybe Shuri. Some of these are newer characters. Omega Red only had one legendary event, not available for a lot of players. So I think that's a decent team for endgame players, but what do you think would be a good solution for, I'm going to say mid-game, because I don't think newer players are going to be able to have that roster to enter this game mode. So what do you think mid-game players are going to be able to do as far as putting together a decent team for this?
I guess it depends on if you're around for the the Cersei event. So if you have Cersei, that definitely should be included. And she was a campaign event, so even newer players, she was a 2-star unlock. I still want to say that that's probably reasonable for a lot of people. And then I would probably say Shuri, who is a permanently available legendary, Spider-Man Miles at the bare minimum. And if you unlock Scarlet Spider, via this event early on, because Pocket Dimensions doesn't start until next Friday, so you have a week on the Fresh Horizons event before Pocket Dimensions, so you could still unlock them quite quickly. And
do you think
that would be like
viable at 2 stars though? Because that would be a 2-star Scarlet Spider bringing you to a Pocket Dimension.
If you're using it with Miles, I would say probably, because there's some synergy going on there. But alternatively, after that, Multiple Man is not very new player friendly, or even because he's hard to unlock. He's like Doom 3.9, right? So that's tough.
How is he for mid game players though? Is he?
I mean, my baby account
to enter that.
It depends, because we had some blitzes, I think, for Multiple Man or a strike, a pass. I think there was a pass recently, maybe a couple months ago. So my baby account does have him unlocked, but had I been a little bit newer, maybe I wouldn't have. So I'm not sure I would count on Multiple Man being there necessarily for everyone, because of where he is at 3.9 for the farm.
Yeah.
But Yondu got reworked, so that might be an option there. Believe it or not, I know people might think I'm crazy, but Yondu summons, with the new rework to the Ravagers and the Boomers and, turn bar and knockback.
And the passives of his summons, they apply to him.
Yeah, they're actually pretty good now. So if you have decent red stars, I would consider Yondu.
I wasn't even thinking about him, but that is an excellent choice, especially if you're someone that's considering war offense and really liking that T'Challa team that's coming up. What about Misty Knight? That was someone that I thought of as well. Very early on for the Blitz store.
I'm not someone who really invested in her much, so I don't know about you.
I didn't, but
I see your screen, so 75K.
I'm hearing some good things about her in the tech sections at Doom. I just I don't have first-hand experience there, so.
You got really good red stars there. You got 6 red on Misty Knight, so maybe you should.
Unfortunately, she's a war defense character. I don't use her in the raids yet, so.
I didn't go much further with mine either, so I don't really know. I don't have first-hand experience using her standalone, but I can't. I mean, it's probably not. I'd probably take Yondu over Misty Knight personally.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
they're both tech. Does Yondu have the tech character, or is he? He's a Mystic.
He's Mystic.
So that's Yondu. You should be a tech character.
Yeah, I know.
So that is a Scarlet Spider release method. Hopefully these last 2 nodes aren't that bad, because we saw node 2 to 8. We didn't see node 1, 9, and 10 on MSF.gg. Hopefully 9 and 10 don't scale up like super crazy and people get these shards for Scarlet Spider. But we have Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, coming tonight in the Blitz. This is the first time we've had a new character released in Blitz for a long time. We were trying to figure it out. I think the last one was Maria Hill. Is that what you're remembering, Maria Hill?
That was the last pure one, but there was, I guess, Cloak and Dagger that mixed where you got the orbs or whatever, so that kind of counts.
It kind of counts. You're right. I forgot about that one. I forgot about that one. Now, Blitz scores. We haven't seen some crazy scores for a while. I think the top 10% used to be about 40 million, or the high shot was for 40 million. We have more teams now. We have more characters. We have level 85. What do you think the score is going to be to get into that 10%? Let's say the top 1%. That's usually about 40 million, right?
Yeah,
so
where Shards. I actually think it was about 45 million for Cloak and Dagger, so I think it's going to be about 50 probably 50? Now.
50? Okay, yeah, what are you shooting for? Are you a blitzer? I know you mentioned some blitzes. You don't like blitzes?
Yeah, because I'm free to play, so realistically,
you have no choice.
I have to, but I don't like doing it, of course, but I do it anyways.
I think all of us are like
I can get 1%.
Yeah, we like the rewards. We don't like the blitz itself.
Yeah, I have to put the time in here, unfortunately. But I think that I can probably get to around mid 50 million, 54, 55, if I do all 8 rotations.
Okay.
And not screw up too much, I guess. But yeah, it's going to be a bit tougher because, like you said, more characters, more teams, more points per rotation, that kind of stuff. So I'm estimating about 50 million if you want the 1%.
All right,
or so.
50. Yeah, I think I'm shooting for 50 also. So that's a good score. Now, that's 2 of the members. We still have 1 more member of the Web Warriors to go, and that is this guy. He's been teased yesterday all over social media. Actually, the past few days, he's been teased. When do you think Spider-Punk is coming? When are we getting his event? That was the only event that was described in the blog post, the release notes for this patch. So when do you think this is coming? How friendly is this going to be? And how many cores are you saving for this event? Or his event, whenever it rolls around?
I think it'll probably be sometime next week. Now, will it be on the same day as Pocket Dimension, which is next Friday? I don't know. I think we're going to be getting red stars pretty soon, because normally after you see a Twitter post, you get like red stars like 2 or 3 days after. So that should be coming in pretty soon. Maybe even
an offer
or tomorrow. The offers might be coming out pretty soon. We know that the campaign events are always 15 days, actually. So we kind of know if we're going to get a new patch, by the early February, then realistically the event probably needs to come next week.
Yeah, I'm thinking the offer between now and Monday. Sometime we're going to get the offer for Spider-Punk, and then maybe a week after that, the event that the only event that we got teased. All right. And we're going to talk about the last character in this patch. How is he going to be released? But before we get to that, I want to talk about red stars for one of the most important characters in the game right now, Ikaris. That is coming out later today. I know some people are excited about this. Have you been saving your promo credits for Ikaris?
Luckily, I don't really need to, because I already pulled the 5 red, and so I got lucky, and that's exactly where I have. So
lucky.
I won't be doing that. But I do want to say something really quick, though, about Red Star availability and when it comes in. I really think that they should do what they do with the Red Star orbs and kind of give you, maybe for a week, make that character focused in the store, in the Elite Store, for 15% chance to show up. Because so many people, who are desperate for Red Stars are, unfortunately, spending their cores refreshing the store to try and get them, because some of these characters are really important for them.
Yeah.
Like Ikaris, like Cersei. As more and more characters get added, it's going to be harder and harder to find them in the store with the slots that they're in now. So I think they need to do something soon.
I know a lot of the community have been saying, hey, just get rid of the store altogether. As soon as you get the promo credits, go to your roster screen, upgrade them as you want them. Do you think Scopely will ever do something like this? I know the community wants it. Do you think Scopely will ever be open to that kind of idea?
But then they're not making money, so
there's that challenge as well.
No, of course. But my solution, I think, still adds that aspect that you can spend cores on the store. You just have a higher chance of getting that character for like a week. Let's say, he's in there at a higher chance for a week. So if you want a core, great, and you'll probably have a slightly higher chance to see him there. And I think that's a good kind of compromise position for me.
I think yours is a good compromise. I'm still going to shoot for them to remove that. This red stars have been trash for almost 3 years now. Come on, give us some agency.
I love
with
it.
This.
But,
give us some agency with this.
I'm trying to be a little bit realistic.
I know yours is more likely to happen, but I'm still going to be pushing for them to remove the entire store. All right. People would ask about this in chat almost every day. When are we getting the Tadano max shards for completing Dark Dimension? He did this a long time ago. He had to submit his request within 7 days, 7 business days to complete this, which now I think was over 2 months ago. We've not heard about who he's selected, other than maybe rumors or people that actually know Tadano back, but we have not heard anything official from Scopely. Who do you think he's selected? When are we going to get these character shards, and when are we going to get these blitzes? What have you heard about this?
Absolutely nothing. But you know, did you say that he already submitted his choices?
He had to. The blog post, which I was trying to find, I couldn't find the blog post, but he had to submit the choices within 7 business days of him finishing Dark Dimension 5. So he submitted them a long time ago.
Right. So I was thinking, like, I don't know what happened in Dark Dimension 4, because a lot of times the guy who won it, now because the name got changed a bunch of times, but didn't they release characters? Because Ghost was part of that.
Yeah,
and
Ghost. So what they did,
that was for the Jubilee
time.
unlock, and that's why I'm wondering, like, you know, right, like, so maybe they didn't like how it happened, how they were able to do it for Dark Dimension 4, because I feel like they waited a little bit to choose, and then they chose Ghost, who happened to be the Pimtech for Jubilee unlock.
I'm pretty sure it was an orb. We could get the orb and open
Ghost
or Call Shards as well. Yeah.
But I think that the Ghost was chosen because of her inclusion in the unlock for Jubilee. But now that we don't know who it is yet for the Legendary Unlock team, maybe they wanted him to choose sooner. So he didn't know who the unlock team was for Legendary before he chose.
Interesting.
I don't know. I hope it's Cloak and Dagger.
All right. Well, anybody not farmable. Any rare character, Cloak and Dagger, Eternals. No, he couldn't have picked Eternals because they were after the thing. But any of those newer than Silver Surfer characters would be good, except for Heroes for Hire. All right. I hope he picks those. All right. Next, we got Doc Ock. He is returning. We got a login calendar right now for Doc Ock. Where is it? This one, Surgical Strike. His event is coming back. I know some people were hoping for Omega Red, but you know, usually after the first iterations, they take a long time to come back. So, were you surprised that it was Doc Ock that was the legendary character, or were you optimistically hoping it makes it a little easier for Omega Red?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I was kind of hoping it might have been Omega Red. Now it means that Omega Red will, you know, at the bare minimum, be pushed back another 2 weeks to the 24th of January. If he comes then, it could be further, but I mean, that's the earliest he could come back. And then at that point, I think Pocket Dimensions might be over. So I don't think that you're going to see Omega Red before Pocket Dimensions is here, which a lot of people were hoping. A lot of people were really hoping that would happen.
That was their plan. They planned it.
Yeah.
People, I've been saying they don't plan stuff. They plan this stuff exactly how it would be. Now, as far as the viability of Doc Ock, does he have any viability now? I mean, he's even losing viability in tech section at Doom. So if he's not viable there, how hard should players be going for Doc Ock at this point?
I don't think people should be going hard for Doc Ock, but believe it or not, I use him daily. And I still think he's got that value there. And people also know I'm crazy about Sinister Six, so there's hope here that, you know, they're going to release some new chargeables still, you know, in 2022, and that'll bring back his value. And, you know, just for, you know, because the kit craziness that happens with new characters, that I think that'll bring up his value as well, you know. But I still love Doc Ock. I use him every single day on my main account, and actually took him to T14 on my baby account for Dark Dimension 3.
Oh, nice. So
yeah, I mean, I like him, but it depends. It really does depend, I guess. You know, I think that once the new tech Doom Raid characters come out, I think he'll be dropping out of daily usage there probably. But
what do you mean new tech Raid Doom characters? We already have our Dark promotion credits. Our tech Raid characters are Doom and Ultron. Why do we need new characters?
Well, you're using Ultron, because I'm sure not.
No, but that was the solution we were supposed to. Yeah. They need to sell more Dark promotion credits before they release our tech solution. Is the word out in the street? All right.
Yeah, I was really hoping that we would have had a villain tech solution that way we could keep using Doc Ock. But hey,
that would be too easy. That would be too player friendly. All right, we got 2 passes right now. This one, I don't know about this strike pass. We got Silver Samurai in there, obviously an unfarmable character, but the rest of the stuff doesn't look that valuable. We also have a battle pass. Now this one has some teal gear. It has a cool Zemo costume. Which one do you think is more appealing just for you? I know you don't spend a lot, but if Scopely said, hey, you could have a battle pass or a strike pass this season for free, Boilon, it is for you. What would you choose?
To be honest, I kind of like the Baron Zemo costume, but I just don't want to pay for it. I wish it was free to play, but hey, it is what it is. I would probably go for the RTA pass so that I could get I would put the value of the costume maybe like $5, $10 maybe, and the rest of the stuff would be like, because I spent $5 on the Spider-Man orb, the white ornament or whatever, to get me that costume.
Yeah.
So I am willing to spend about like $5 for a costume. So I would put the value at that for the Baron Zemo, and then the rest is the teal. It's not a lot of teal stuff, so it really depends on how many FOMO players are you capturing here with the teal gear. It's not a ton, but every little bit helps for some people maybe. So
here's how I would equate it. If let's take that example, the Zemo, $5. We got these power cores here, 500. For me, the valuation of power cores is 100 power cores is $1. So that's $10 right there. So I guess the question is the rest of this stuff, the teal gear and everything else in here, is the rest of the stuff worth $10 to you?
Probably. I mean, I guess, but I don't. There's a lot of that I don't need. I don't need the stuff that they're offering in the purple and the orange gear section, because a lot of it is origin gear that I have tons of.
Yes.
But for me, it would kind of just be the teal. Do I feel that's worth $10? I don't spend a lot, but maybe I would do it for the costume.
What about if you also guaranteed these 5 gold promotion credits?
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yes.
Thank you, 5 gold promos. If that was like 25 or 50, I would for sure do it. But the problem with the pass is that you also have to complete it to 100, and I'm super lazy when it comes to RTAing, and so people should, if anyone is considering buying the pass, wait until you get to 100 before you buy it, because you might not unlock everything. What if you buy it early and then, I don't know, something comes up and you don't clear the pass?
That's what happened with me with Cloak and Dagger. I was like, oh yes, I'm gonna get this, and then like, but I should wait until it ends before I buy it. And I got to the end and I didn't have all the things, so I'm like, yeah, this is not worth $20.
So if you are considering buying the pass, probably try and wait until you finish it, just in case you don't lose anything.
Yeah, I usually don't buy these on day one. I do that as well. I was like, I don't know what my activity is gonna be like these next 30 days or the next 28 days. Maybe I should wait and see this. But you don't have to do RTA. You could blitz hard for Spider-Gwen and get all these milestones, brother.
So I'll get the milestones for those 3 days and maybe the next 3 days next week. But other than that, I don't blitz like crazy and I don't RTA like crazy. So I don't even know if I would clear it, to be honest. So
yeah. So I like the costume. I'm gonna wait as well. But this is very tempting to me. All right, we talked about the Web Warriors. We talked briefly about magic. The last character in this patch is Star-Lord T'Challa. Now, we have no indication of what his event is, but we did see a data mine and some things for a Knowhere Heist event earlier in this patch. When is T'Challa coming, and how is he going to be released?
I think he's going to be a blitz.
A blitz?
I think he's going to be a 100 shard blitz after Ghost Spider, which would put it at...
Wait a minute. Are you saying next week is a T'Challa blitz, or we're going to choose Spider-Gwen and then 2 T'Challa?
Yeah, probably 2 Spider. I mean, unless they alternate it, but they didn't do that since...
they're offering less and less shards. Maybe it's 1 blitz each character.
Yeah, good luck, Commander. But I think it might be January the 20th, 27th blitz.
Okay, I would be happy with that. I'm still gonna lean for that Knowhere Heist, because they did that with the pocket dimensions, the Scarlet Spider, and tied it to them. Now, how upset do you think the community would be if they did 1 blitz, if they just changed it without any notice at this point?
Well, that's gonna screw a lot of people. Yeah. Like 100 shards is you have to get 1%, which because that would be 121 shards. 55 doesn't even, that's 76. 51 plus 20, 55 plus 21. So unless they change him to a 2-star, which is probably unlikely, that would piss off a lot of people.
They have to do it too. They can't be changing this now.
If they did 1 blitz and good luck, that would piss off so many people. Good luck, Commander.
Yeah. One of the most requested characters. Here you go. All right, so T'Challa. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'm leaning Knowhere Heist. Boilon is leaning Blitz. It could be anything. We don't know.
But it's both. It could be both.
Hey, the more shards, the better. But I mean, we've gotten less magic, less Scarlet Spider shards. Maybe they're making it up in the T'Challa shards this patch. I don't know, maybe. All right. Next, though, we have this. This was posted on social media late last week. We saw the little image of this. Oh, let me turn this volume down so it isn't. All right. So this is a pyramid. We have birds, sun, and then last but not least, 4 characters here. I think everybody is leaning towards Apocalypse and his 4 horsemen. Been rumored for a long time now. Omega Red was rumored to be the first horseman. There's rumors of other ones that we're going to talk about in just a little bit. But what was your impression of this? Were you excited? We're like, oh, those rumors are true. Or are you like, oh yes, Apocalypse is finally coming?
I love mutant characters. I also love villain characters because we've had a severe drought of villain characters. So this is right up my alley. Really excited for this. I don't necessarily think it's coming next patch. I think this might be teasing for things to come.
If the rumors are true, late 2022, very late.
So there you go. So I want to be hyped, but I know that realistically it's not going to be for a while probably. But you know, it was a matter of time, right? I mean, he's such a popular character. He's such a big character. Like, yeah, eventually I knew he was going to make it. So
well, you knew he was going to be in the game somehow, either in like a world boss type mode or the legendary of all the legendaries or something like that. But yeah, it's confirmed now, coming sometime in 2022. A new age awakens. All right.
Well, we still got 11 months to go, so who knows?
All right. Now, the rumor is one of the character, or the next legendary, is going to be one of the horsemen. And we will discuss that in rumors, but I want to talk about who you think could be the next legendary unlock characters. There's been rumors that Magic is one of these characters. Web Warriors are also hard to find. Cloak and Dagger are unfarmable. Silver Samurai is a strike pass character. Where are you leaning for your next legendary unlock? It has to be at least 3 of these newer characters. So who's your guess right now?
I had 2. I mean, originally it was Weapon X was one of my main ones actually, and then Silver Samurai Strike Pass. It still could be. So some people were saying that because of Omega Red requires Nick Fury. Personally, I don't see Nick Fury as a legendary, even though he is. He's been out for so long. He's permanently farmable. I guess that would make it like
he was already Omega Red unlock, right? He's already Omega Red unlock. Nick Fury, right? Yeah.
But I mean, it could go one step further. It's just that some people are saying, no, it's not going to happen because Nick Fury already unlocks Omega Red.
Okay, yeah.
But for me, I don't feel that he's
I get it now.
Legendary character, you know?
You got to unlock one legendary with this Dirty Kree to unlock Omega Red, and then Omega Red and Weapon X.
With Weapon X.
Makes sense. I don't know how friendly it is.
They like to use war teams. They like to use war teams, though. They've done this a lot in the past, and that's kind of what kind of led me there because of X. Maybe there's an X thing going on. X-Force, X Factor, Weapon X. You know, maybe there's something to this.
I didn't even put those together. That is a good catch there.
Tinfoil hat, maybe.
Look at that. Look at that. You're catching all these things that I'm not even catching. I like that. I did hear Magic is a legendary unlock, though. So maybe Magic in combine. Maybe taking Wolverine out because he's easy to get. Everybody gets Wolverine. They make it a little bit hard. I don't know. But
Cloak and Dagger maybe as well. The problem with Deathpool, you know, the whole New Warriors, is that Deathpool's in the Premium Orb exclusive. So does that take out New Warriors now from being on that list, or would they name drop Cloak and Dagger specifically, you know, and not Deathpool, and then add in like Magic and Phoenix or something? Because people were saying Magic and Phoenix, that was going around a lot as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be random characters. Magic, the Web Warriors, and Cloak and Dagger. That's who they unlock. It's the hardest characters to unlock. Make no rhyme or reason.
They could do. I mean, you never know these days.
Hey, what relationship does Winter Soldier have to Omega Red?
They're both from Russia-ish, or I don't know, the Winter Soldier programs from Russia.
They have red stars from Russia under outfits, right? All right. Are you ready for the rumors?
Sure, I am.
All right. This is usually the most fun time of the show. Some of the latest rumors that this guy Drew, he appears on the channel, exposing some rumors that he has heard. All right. Now, I think the most exciting thing that I have heard, exciting and disappointing at the same time, because it looks like the latest rumors that the tech team is being worked on right now. Hulkbuster was mentioned by him as a possible empowered state for Iron Man, and the Iron Man rework. That would make me happy because Iron Man kind of sucks right now, and Hulkbuster, I would want him in the game. But also 3 characters that I've not heard of before this. Soldier Zero, Facade, and Force. Very obscure tech characters that may end up on a Power Armor 2.0 team. Have you heard of these characters at all? Because honestly, I have not heard of these characters, and I like a tech raid solution, but a little disappointed that if these are the characters that are chosen for the tech raid solution.
Without pulling out Google, no, I've never heard of them.
Yeah, I never heard of them.
I don't know any of them.
All right, so yeah, I guess not the most exciting team, but I think the exciting thing for me would be actually having a solution for tech, because Doom is good, Ock is okay, the rest of tech is very, very questionable at best.
It just kind of seems strange to me that they would. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like when they released Swarm. Like, I don't know about you, but I like never knew who Swarm was.
I never heard of him either.
Like, why? I don't know why would they take maybe like 1 unknown character, but 3 possibly unknown characters? Like, it just seems
for a whole
strange
team
to
that
me.
people are going to be using every single day. Why? Why?
Just, some people, I think, for the sales, you know, like people will buy it because it's a solution, possibly. But then the other parts of the sales, I think, come from the attachment to the character.
So these characters, they're so important. They don't have to have any. They don't have to have any iconic value. They don't have. People are gonna buy them because it's a solution. And then the characters that are iconic that we've loved as kids growing up, they're not that good. But because people are gonna buy them anyway. Makes sense.
There's that.
Makes
yeah,
sense.
I
Makes
mean,
sense.
the hardcore players will buy it, but I mean, I think that the newer players, maybe, or the people who play it for Marvel's sake, might not. You know,
no, they won't. They'll realize later on that this is the tech solution that they need, and once Scopely get their hooks in them and they're addicted to this game, like, I need this team. I need this. I don't care who these characters are. I need this team. All right, next rumors. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
It has to do with Apocalypse. It's kind of old rumors, but that these Horsemen are unlocking Apocalypse. Omega Red is the first. The second, rumored to be Angel, along with Excalibur, along with fan favorites Gambit, Rogue, Captain Britain. How excited would this team make you? And I'm trying to figure out, where would this team be used? Because we kind of have a mutant team. Would this be another war offense team, or would this be something specific for one of these other game modes like Grand Tournament coming up? Where, if Excalibur is released in February, why? Where would they go? I mean, other than Apocalypse, but why?
Yeah. It sounds like it might be a more generalist team that's better than Uncanny, which is also supposed to be a generalist team. Yeah. Because Captain Britain, as far as I'm aware, is not a mutant. If they're using the Brian Braddock version, which is what I've heard, he's not a mutant. So unless they screw around and give him a mutant tag when he's not supposed to, you know,
they didn't give Juggernaut a mutant tag, so he's still a mystic. So maybe they won't. But yeah, I've heard it is the Brian Braddock version, and then the Psylocke is also getting a rework, ending up on that team as well. Is what I heard. I mean, these are rumors. They may end up happening. They may not end up happening. But yes, that's
you know, it's possible. Maybe they could be usable in raids. You know, if they're so strong as a 4-man, you know, maybe you could throw, I don't know, Omega Red in as a random 5th, or some other character, or Jubilee standalone, you know, and somehow that makes them viable. You know, it really depends on what the kit is, I guess. But I would probably wager it's a stronger generalist team. Hey, I could use for another Heroes for Hire counter, maybe. I don't know, or like an Infinity Watch counter in War or other modes and things. So, yeah.
Do you think it's too soon to replace Eternals in the Eternal and Arena meta?
I think it is. I think they're probably going for like a soup, like a hybrid soup with the Eternals. So I think we're just going to see strong standalone characters just be slowly thrown in there to just kind of, you know, kick other characters out. And I think we're going to be using the Eternals for a while, probably in a duo.
If that is the case, I would be happy, because this is probably one of the most fun times for me in Arena. Doing Infinity Watch versus Infinity Watch and Black Order versus Black Order every single day, 5 times a day. That was not fun, but choosing some teams, you know, and looking at who someone has on defense and choosing my team based on that, I think it's fun. So I hope they leave the Eternals like that. I hope this is not a replacement for that. But are you ready for the last thing? This is not a rumor. We're going to the last section here. And I want to warn everybody watching, everybody listening, potentially at a podcast, that we're going to talk about Spider-Man Far From Home. So if you've not seen it, spoiler warning. That's pretty much all the MSF stuff. So I'll see you guys next week. Make sure you give this a thumbs up and a like and review this on whatever podcast platform you're listening on podcasts. But all right, you've been warned. We're going to talk about it. What was your thoughts on Spider-Man No Way Home, brother?
It was a really great movie. I went to go see it for my birthday, so this was a really great time as well. It was a
happy
double.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was a little while ago, but that's okay.
Belated, but still, happy birthday.
Great movie. Great movie.
All right, where does it rank for you in terms of the MCU? Top 5, top 10, top 3?
I'd probably say at least top 3. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people really liked Infinity War and Endgame, so I think that would be. I'm not sure if I would say it's better than those, but you know, it was still really worth seeing, and I definitely recommend it. And yeah, definitely probably put it behind those.
Yeah, I think for me, it's in my top 5. I don't know how high I'd go, but Infinity War and Endgame had such a long buildup. So many movies. I don't know how it's hard to top that, because it's like a culmination of all that stuff. Was there any parts that stood out for you? Seeing maybe some of those classic villains come back, maybe seeing some of the classic Spider-Men come back.
I actually think they did a pretty good job at trying to include all of the characters, because I guess that was some of the concerns that I had, was like how much screen time would some of these characters have. But it seems like they did it, maybe not individually, but because you saw a lot of them together at the same time once they were brought together and things like that. Yeah. But they did a pretty good job, I think, at giving them screen time, and I enjoyed that. And it seemed like they were part of the movie. You know, this was a bit of a complaint, I think, for Eternals. You know, was that there was a lot of characters in the movie in general.
I see Eternals.
Okay, sorry. But it's Spider-Man. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed like each character. I really liked the Doc Ock. I know his name, the actor name, and I really like seeing him on there and
Molina.
Yeah, and him and Green Goblin. Those they did really good job.
Oh, they knocked that out of park.
Yeah,
Molina was good, but my goodness, I think a lot of people forgot how good Dafoe was as Green Goblin. Yeah. Man, that was really good. Now, this arc of Peter kind of I was not happy with him. I didn't like what he was doing. I thought, just send him back. Get rid of them. They died anyway in their universe. That's their fate. Why is it such a big deal letting him die? And then he made it up. He redeemed himself. He took responsibility for everything bad that he did, and then he did the ultimate thing at the end. Everybody forgot him. He took his sacrifice because he's the one that screwed everything up. He's the one that split up the universe because of him screwing the spell. And so I like it. And it brings a big kind of a reset to Peter Parker. You know, you're not having the Aunt May. You could do whatever you want with his stories because nobody remembers him. You could have him go work for Jonah Jameson at the it's not the Daily Planet, the Daily Bugle, whatever his new thing is. He could go work for him and be a reporter for that guy because that guy has no idea who Peter Parker is. What do you think they're going to do with this?
Well, I mean, I thought that they were supposed to include Tom Holland or Spider-Man in the next Venom movie because they put Venom into the MCU now, I think, because that's what I saw the movie.
Sort of.
Yeah. So I don't know. Is there going to be a crossover there? Is he going to be in that? And it would be kind of, to be honest, I wonder how that is because I missed the end scene of the Venom movie, and I know we're not talking about that. I thought the symbiote makes mention of Spider-Man or something like that. The Venom symbiote makes mention of that. So I don't know. If he forgets everyone though, then. Or if everyone forgets him, rather.
I mean, there's gonna be some plot holes, right? Because he can't forget everybody. But anyway,
is everyone gonna forget? Will Doctor Strange forget? All these people who should maybe be able to figure things out.
Doctor Strange forgot, but Doctor Strange knows who Spider-Man is, so he's like, "Hey, it's me." Anyway,
yeah, right.
All right, so here's a thing that I saw going on that I want to ask you about. See your thoughts on it. Andrew Garfield. What about him teaming up with Tom Hardy in the Sony Spider Universe, and then we have Tom Holland in the Marvel Spider Universe?
I mean, they could do that. Yeah, I actually liked Andrew Garfield as a Spider-Man. I was pretty okay with that.
You like him better or Tobey better?
Andrew Garfield over Tobey Maguire.
All right, we agree. I was hoping for some disagreement, but we agree on that. Last on this movie. Now, Ned, he was very obvious saying, "Hey, Peter, I'm gonna be your friend. I'm not gonna kill you. And as we know, Ned Leeds is the name of one of the hobgoblins in the comics. So do you think this Ned, not remembering who Peter Parker is, do you think maybe Peter tries to steal MJ and Ned's like, hey, get away from her. I'm going to turn to the hobgoblin and throw some pumpkin bombs at you.
Yeah, so I heard about that rumor. It would just seem like
it's not. They gave him the name Ned. They could have given him anything. They gave him Ned Leeds on purpose. So why? Why did they give him that name? They could have called him Buddy. They could have called him anything. Yeah. They called him Ned Leeds.
I think it would just be. I don't know if I could take it seriously because like Ned's kind of been that comic relief character, right? Yeah. To me, anyways. And to see him like flying around on a glider, throwing pumpkin bombs, like I don't know if I could like take that seriously as a villain.
Well, I don't know. We know the Ned that knows Peter. Maybe he's not such a nice guy if he doesn't know who Peter is. I don't know.
I think it would be just fun. It would be hard for me to take it seriously. I think in a future movie.
And that actor, he's such a nice guy. When you see him out of character, like you're a bad guy. All right.
So unless he's a dick in an alternate universe here, it would just be strange to see him going around throwing pumpkin bombs at people.
It would, but I want to see that. I want to see how they make it make sense and make me like, oh yeah, I believe that. I believe that he could do that because they're good at that. They're good at that. All right. Any final thoughts on Spider-Man: Far From Home, my friend?
Really great movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you can, of course, because now we have more at least, maybe depending on where you are, rising cases of COVID and Omicron and all that. And so maybe you might not be able to get to one. Yeah. I don't know when it might be on Disney Plus because it might not
Eternals
be for a
is
while.
coming out later this month. So what is it? 3? Is it going to Disney Plus or is it going to whatever Sony platform is?
I don't know actually.
Just watch it whenever you can, guys. It is good. If you like Spider-Man, if you like Marvel, you'll love this movie, especially if you've seen the previous Spider-Man movies. And guys, you're here for the spoilers. You probably already saw it. So anyway, any final thoughts on Marvel Strike Force or anything going on in the week, brother?
Well, I hope things get better. It's just I've been playing this game a lot this past week, it feels like, or just since the holidays. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of things in the game, and we have the Ghost Spider Blitz, so my screen time's going to go up. Pocket Dimension's coming soon. Screen time's going up. Screen time's going up everywhere. So I really hope that there's some plan. There's some plan for this.
At least you could do it on stream and have people watching you while you're playing it instead of like me just. Anyway, thank you guys. Links for Boilin's channel is going to be down below. Anything to promote? I know you're talking a video this weekend, right? About tower mode. Is that still on the?
I mean, I do videos like every day or two, so that's probably I do quite frequently. I do stream on Twitch Wednesday and Saturdays at noon Pacific time. Not the best for the working people, but that's when I'm up there. Otherwise, just catch me up on YouTube, Twitch, Discord, wherever.
Sweet. All right. Links to all the stuff is gonna be down below, guys. Boilon, thank you once again. Hopefully you guys have a great week. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so YouTube knows that you liked it. And hit the subscribe button to grow the channel. Hit that notification bell to get more, get notified as soon as a new video goes up. I will see you guys next time. Check out some of the links down below to support the channel. And Boilon, before you go, give me that Hulk fist bump, brother. There it is. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin, Boilon, out. Have a great week, guys.
Out.
Woo.